Hello everyone, the U45 by Xvive or Xvive, I'm not sure which, but somebody may be able to tell me what it is. It's an in-ear monitoring system. It's got a lot of uses, and one very important use which actually helps me out loads, and I'll go into that in a little while. Let's get in with the demo, whichever one it is. Yeah. Okay, so this is the sound test, as it were. So you've got my in-ear monitors just there. Don't know if you can see that. That's going from this little receiver, which the volume dial is up probably about halfway. It's good and properly loud in my ears, but it might explain why I've got tinnitus. And so I've got the receiver in my Duet audio interface, and that's going straight into the Mac, where I'm going to record my guitar playing along with a backing track, which you can't hear right now, but I'll gradually bring that volume in and just mix it all ready for you guys to sort of like hear how they work, if that makes any sense. They're quite hard to demo, but here we go. There it is. I'll do a little unboxing in a little while, but not really. I'll just show you what comes with it. This is the system. You've got your transmitter and your receiver, both very diddy, as you can tell. They're extremely well made. They feel pretty quality. This thing actually comes off. So that's the bit that goes into the mixing desk, if you've got a mixing desk, or you chuck that little bit on there, and then that goes into a 1/4" jack, which is the kind of way I use it mostly. There we go. And then that's obviously your receiver, where your in-ear monitors or headphones of any type for that matter will click straight in there, and then you're done, straight to your ears from there. Right, so what is it? Basically it's the in-ear monitoring system from Xvive. So IEMs, they're a big thing now, and I'll just tell you a little bit about it. It is a 5.8 gigahertz diversity wireless system, which basically means that you shouldn't be on a crowded frequency, getting interference from all sorts of other things that may be digitally interfering with the sound of your signal, as it were. So you don't want to be playing along and get like that bit of a phone signal coming through. You actually want to make sure you're playing something and it is clear from any of that frequency disturbance. It's 100-foot range, it says. Now I'm not sure how I'm going to test that, although I won't for this video, but if I do, I'll give you an update on it at a later date. But basically what I've been using it for is rehearsals and practicing at home. I haven't done a gig with it as yet, and again I'll update on that as we go through. But in a rehearsal situation, it's a crowded environment as far as frequency interference. There you go. So to have a 100-foot range, I'm not sure anyone's going to use that full 100-foot, and whether it reaches that, I don't know, but it says it does. So I would imagine that's line of sight with nothing in the way, so no disturbances as far as walls. What other things could get in the way of it? People, barriers of some sort. It's got to be a clear sort of sight from that to that, as far as I know, for it to be 100-foot. But in a real world, you're not going to be walking along 100 feet on a stage, are you? That'd be one hell of a stage. So with that in mind, I've been using it in rehearsal rooms and at home, and I've been out in the garden with it, I've been in the house wandering around, and in the rehearsals there's a lot of other things going on with other wireless receivers from my wireless guitar system, which is an Xvive one, and also my bass player's wireless system, as well as wireless microphones. Haven't had any interference problems with that at all, and it's performed really, really well. So no dropouts, nothing going on, in the sense of only the signal coming through, and that is all you can ask for, right? It's so actually another scenario you could do with this, you could place this in a mixer and transmit your like CD or your MP3 wirelessly from one thing to the other. Just thought about that anyway. So it's high resolution, it's got 24-bit 48 hertz, so that's going to give you really good sounds. 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, so that's good bass and treble response as well through pretty much the whole spectrum. Dynamic range of 110 decibels, so it's pretty loud, so that will damage your hearing if you have it full blast, so don't do that. Less than 5 milliseconds delay. I don't think you're going to get an IEM under £500 where you will end up with less than 5 milliseconds. I haven't noticed any kind of delay in it at all. Some wireless systems you do, some you find that there is quite a significant delay, and it's a bit like Bluetooth. You can't really have a wireless Bluetooth thing playing guitar because there's just too much of a delay, whereas this seems to be instant. I haven't noticed any delay in that at all. I'm not going to do any kind of frequency testing on it and that sort of delay response, but from my ear to what I play to my ear, no delay, absolutely completely usable, so that's awesome. These have given me this, the company have given me this, and I'm not under any obligation to say anything bad about it, so there you go. 6 wireless channels, that's helpful. On some you would probably get more, but 6 is enough if you've got 6 different people in a band that you want to have 6 different frequencies. It will max it out, so that could possibly conflict, so you know, at your own peril basically, but it gives you the option to try and find the strongest signal between the transmitter and the receiver. I think you can search for that automatically as well, and it will do that. It will find the strongest signal within that particular environment that you're in. 5 hours of battery life, that is awesome, and as yet I haven't run it out, so it's got this thing where if you charge it for 10 minutes it will give you an extra hour. I've charged it fully a couple of times, and then every now and then I'll just pop it on the side of the pedal board, because I've got USB charging on the side of that, and then that will, can you hear that crow? Random. And then that'll give it enough charge just for an hour's worth of play, so absolutely awesome for that one. So yeah, mono, that was the other thing. Downside, one con, it's only mono, but realistically how many of us are using a stereo guitar signal? There we go. If you wanted that you could buy 2. There you go. That's maybe why they've done it, so you have to buy 2. I'm just going to show you how quickly it connects to each other. So are you ready? Let's try and get this in focus. There we go. I think it's in focus, yeah. So I'm going to turn it on, both at the same time, connected. There it is. That was around about 1.5, maybe 2 seconds, so it wasn't long at all. But pretty damn good, it's quick enough. So you can select the channel by pressing this center button, and you see that clicking round. Put that back up to 1, and that's the same on this one as well. And you've got your independent volume just there. USB-C charging just there, belt clip, on-off switch on the top with your headphone output as well, and that is it in a nutshell. There's actually the charging bit on the side there as well. So and as I said at the beginning, that bit comes off, so it allows you to go straight into a mixing desk using the XLR rather than the 1/4 inch. There we go. Right, that there was your wireless system, the U45. exceptionally useful for many aspects of your guitar playing journey, I would say. So my kind of thoughts on this, my final thoughts on this, are from a personal perspective with tinnitus and being able to hear myself clearly because certain frequencies have gone. It's all about trying to ease my rehearsal session so that I feel more comfortable, right? So with this, I'm able to go direct from my pedal board and then out from that to my ears, and then I've got a DI out from the pedal board which then goes straight through to the PA system. That means I get a clear, precise, if you like, representation of my sound going through the PA, which then everybody in either the gig or the rehearsal is going to hear. Sometimes I'll come out into my cab, but then I would have this coming from the desk, and then that acts in the same way, apart from the cab is then sort of filling the space on stage, as well as being able to hear everything from the PA as well. So it all depends on the situation of how this would be used. So the two ideas is one coming out from the pedal board to my ears direct, one coming out from the desk. There you go. Another situation where I'd use this is silent practice in the house. Most of my gear is down in the shed or in my little studio. But if I've got the pedal board or one of my pedals, which is kind of an emulating pedal, in the house, I can just come straight from this into my in-ears, and then I'm wireless. I hate wires anyway, so that's a really nice situation to be in. And it works. It just works, seems to work seamlessly. I haven't had any issues with it at the moment. I'm not planning on having any issues with it. The battery life seems really good, so I've used it for hours upon hours. Charged it maybe 4 or 5 times since I've had it, but I've used it at rehearsals, in the house, wandering around. You know, just one of those things where I tend to stand up and play quite a lot, so to have the freedom to move around and still be able to hear what you want from your amp or from a little pedal somewhere is really important. So that for me is a big bonus. So if you're in the market for a cheap IEM that works really well, that doesn't feel cheap or perform on that sort of scenario, then this is the one, I think. They're not expensive, and all the prices are below in that description at the time of this going live. I'm really pleased with it, and I'm going to use it loads. And as I said to you about the tinnitus, it's damn good to protect your hearing, as I found out. I think it was possibly a band called Love Hate, actually, which I went to see in Milton Keynes many years ago, and the Wild Hearts were supporting, as far as I remember. But I came out of that gig thinking my hearing's absolutely knackered. But I went to loads of Metallica gigs, stood too close to the front next to the speakers, no hearing protection at all, and ultimately it's ended up in tinnitus, which is not good. So hearing protection when in rehearsals or live, so important. Get the mix that you want in your ears. That's about it, isn't it? I think that's a good advert for it, to be honest. So there you are, the U45. If you like this, please do think about subscribing to the channel if you want to, and there'll be more demos and stuff coming up very soon. I've got another guitar coming up soon. Yeah, there you are. So I shall see you all soon on another demo. Check out Patreon, which supports the channel. Check out all the other videos where you can learn loads in the way of licks and soloing ideas. I shall speak to you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.